Hey, lovebirds, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, just thank you so much for the support. It feels good when others can relate to the situations that's taking place in your life that you're really trying to heal and move away from, part ways with. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. And if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know moi, even if it's about the positive feedback towards the video, or you're up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impact your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos that are being insightful that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath, they're going through some heavy moments and just needing spiritual guidance or needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give it a thumbs up, like, and also share the social media favorites wherever you see fit. As always, thank you so much for the love and support. You all, it truly means a lot. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. I'm still listening to the same meditation music I've been listening to for the last hour and a half, 2 hours. It's from Jason Stevenson's channel. It's Positive Aura Cleanse, Chakra Healing, Remove Mental Blocks, and Sophigo frequencies at 432 hertz. And the video, the content of the video is Twin Flame 101, Heyokas, Hurtful Experiences from People You Love the Most. Life lessons of Lyte was needed. And so many different things we have gone through, it's like so many things are taking place in our lives where, to me, I really feel like it's a blessing for me to be able to place, my views of experiences that I go through, and also what those dark moments may have taught me. I mean, when I just say universe and God just really make me go step all the way out my comfort zone. If you watch the video I just put out about the emotional and cognitive non-epileptic seizures, when I say that was the worst, I was like, I do not want to talk about that. It's like you never know who has ever went through a situation like that, and it's just to be able to know that somebody's really went through that, and knowing somebody else can relate to that issue, it can really, you never know how that can help somebody. I was like, but that made me so uncomfortable. But that's why they allowed me to just push out towards a lot of things that has taken place in my life. A lot of y'all have been here with me for, y'all close my A1s, since day one. So y'all have seen me go through many transitions as you have been going through within yourself. And a lot of times we have gone through a lot of burdens that has taken place from either us connecting with people that did not have our best interests at heart, or unknowingly, unsubconsciously connecting with people that we really have love and care for, that has really hit deep. And I know a lot of people have gone through those things, and it can be very hurtful, and I always tell people, it can hurt, if it's somebody like you became friends with, people out on the street, if this could be a person that you met with at work and y'all became real tight. I've had friends like that, or people that could have been siblings, family or whatever. And it hits deep when it's your family. It really does, because it leaves that painful vibration on you. Like, damn, my family supposed to be here and protect me, and it just seems like you don't know who's going to be worse, because a lot of times, like, oh, we're your family, your friends. I said, when I used to tell my family that, I can't tell the difference between my foes, my enemies, and family. It was really hard to deal with that, because it was like I was always that one that, I forgot what they call that, what kind of psychological term that is, kind of like the Cinderella syndrome, if anybody's ever heard of that. You going through something like that, it was like I was always that one that they always placed that negative stuff on. If it was anything about, like, my mom's ex-husband's wife, it was like her family always got praises, but when it came to me, I was always spoke of negatively. And, it really hurt because I was just trying to understand, that was a lot of emotional and mental as well as physical abuse that I've, endured for years at a time. And, I went to, therapy about it. And it felt like a blessing to me because they were always trying to make it seem like, oh, you're spoiled, or you're just causing drama, or that's not what's going on. And then the next thing, when they took me, because I was having a lot of night terrors. So when I went there, just to get an understanding of why I act out the way I did, it was just like, you may be able to pull stuff like that out with people that you hang with, but these people are trained to, they don't went to school for the stuff that y'all unleashed on folks. So you can't pull that off on somebody that doesn't know, you know what I'm saying? So it will always, I had to go to like four total lifetime. I had to go to 4, but it was just like 2 when I was around here with my blessings in disguise. I never try to use that F word of being family because I don't never see them as that. And they told, yes, you are emotionally and mentally abusing this child, because I was looking there looking like a whole hot mess, not hair, not done, this and this and that. Stepmom walks up in with Prada, BB, BCBG, Giuseppe's and all this stuff. And they're like, why is she looking like this and you are looking like this? And she was like, I see what she's going through. I could understand why she's acting out, and all these different things. And when the truth came out, all of a sudden that session was over with. It was like, and it would have so much people that was telling them against that, and they just didn't want to take me to therapy anymore because they were being outed for the abuse that I was going through. But then when I allowed myself to, I went through the worst of the worst 4 or 5 years ago. I went through the worst. And, the last few days, I've been really, I talked to my family from the other side, blessing that they still assist me, but also just speaking to the universe, and I get angry at times. I say I'm really trying to be strong with everything that has taken place in my life, for all the stuff that's been force fed to me. And I'm still, I still feel blessed, but I say I'm just angry. I'm tired of feeling this vibration. I'm really trying to allow myself to break peace with that. But I was that type of person. I got that OCD on ADD, on situations where I try to break it down to science. Like, why am I still being triggered by this? Why am I being so hurt? And the only reason why, you have to be honest with yourself and say it hurts. Because a lot of times when you're around people like, yeah, this and that happened, but I wasn't hurt. That's one thing you're doing, is you're denying what that hurt, and it hits to the core when it comes from family that you truly, mean, that means that much to you. And a lot of times, you feel like you put up with that abuse. And I was just telling y'all the other day in that video, it's time to let people go. I went through that because I felt like that was deserving of me. I brought this on myself. If I don't have them, I'll have nobody else to go to. And I had to make that choice when I moved here. It was just to break me down emotionally, mentally, just to be able to tear my life apart. When I moved here, they kind of like, manipulated certain things to get me to move here. And it was like hell to go through, because it's like I lost everything that was near and dear to me, bringing on more truth just for it to be, blocked from me, or, it was manipulated for them to be seen as the victim. And I walked around like, you expect me not to do time for what I want to put on these people? And it's like, no, this is not for you. Not that type of situation is not for you. You're better than that. This is not what this experience brought to you. These are those life lessons that we had to go through because you are a part of that example into those. It's like we pick our family, and I was just like, if I wanted to kick my whole self in the ass every time I sit up here and signed up for this. Like, I did what now? And I really went through that. And it's just, I always tell people at times, is at that moment in time when you're heavy in your feelings, you feel hurt, you feel betrayed, you don't know who you can trust, the things that you speak out about, people think you're crazy, all these different things. And you're really trying to understand, why did this have to happen to me? And I remember I said that in another video from a few days ago, your painful experience holds a powerful purpose, and it will make sense to you later on throughout that. If you're not really understanding right now, it'll make sense while you're going on your journey of healing, acknowledging parts of yourself, taking responsibility for your actions, not allowing yourself to see yourself in a victim. And it's not saying that, oh, what you went through was not upsetting, or not something for you to be triggered by, but it's not allowing yourself, because when you see yourself as a victim, they want you to be able to do that, especially when it have something to do with family. They want you to be able to see that. So it's just making everything is all about you. Everything is all about you. I used to always hear that all the time. Spoiled brat. I'm like, shit. Well, okay, excuse me. I thought when spoiled brats is when they can whine and cry and get everything you have. No, it's like I almost have to stand on a corner just to get what I have, just for me to have it. So it was always something that I felt like my mom always used to tell me, your her ex-husband and his wife has always been jealous of me. And it was always some different drama. And I really couldn't understand what my mom was talking about. She's like, when it's time for you to know, you'll find out. And she's just like, and when you find out, just trust and believe. I had no intentions for those things to happen the way it did, is where they manipulated situations to take place the way it did into their selfishness of envy, to go for that. And for you to be able to go through things like that, it really hurts. It takes time for you to do that. And a lot of times it takes that, not just time for those wounds to heal, but you putting that initiative to say, the things that has been placed on me by people that I love and respected and supported the most, I'm not going to allow this to break me, but I'm going to allow it to break me to the extent of all that burden of vibrations you placed on me. I'm going to break away myself and show you, even though you may have that thought that you mentally broke me, let me allow yourself to see, you going to see me ascend. Okay. And that's what you have to be able to do. Because a lot of times you just don't know you're precious. They see something in you they can't see in themselves, and they want to break that. They want to, violate that. They want to just question you. You'll end up questioning existence to the things that you stand for, and a lot of times you really try to understand why do people do the things that they do. A lot of times they're holding you responsible about something that you had nothing to do with. They're adding their pain towards you. You always say hurt people. That mess, carried on from generation to generation into your life. But this is that moment where you are that deal breaker. Everything that stands for being toxically repetitive, it ends with us. We can't constantly keep spilling that over into the next generation. I've done that. I just work on hell and high water on healing myself, being accountable for my own actions. I'd be damned if I'm sitting up here cashing credit for other people and they're doing their stuff. And then just allowing myself to see everything that takes place in your life. Everything that took place in your life, you're using that as a positive example. And anything that's very drastic that's happened in your life, you have two choices. Either you can allow that pain to define you, and you allow yourself to unleash all that toxicity on every person that had nothing to do with that, but you're placing that on them and feel like you're entitled. A lot of people do that, bullying and all that other stuff, control, narcissistic, personality disorders, all that. That's that choice. You're going down that dark road. They end up being 20 times worse than what actually happens. You play yourself as a victim, and you'll be right there in that same vibration on the ones that unleash that on you. Or you can allow yourself to really see this situation, and you know what it took you to. You didn't like what it made you feel like. You didn't like what that pain transformed you to be. And you're allowing yourself to do everything in your power to transform that. You don't want to embody that. You don't want to define yourself as this, but being able to know that you can be that torch bearer, to be able to tell people, my life was very hard, very painful. I went through this, that, and the third, but I allowed those situations to not define me. I didn't allow myself to say, okay, Roslynn, and then all the, the explanation, and all those explanations, or the keywords I used was very negative, very low frequency, and very self-mutilating to my character, and allowing myself to know you too, this too show has, you know. And a lot of times we may not feel it at that time. There's going to be days where you feel like, I can't make it through this, I can't keep going through this, I'm tired, you know. And it's just like the devil wants to wear you down. He wants to keep reminding you you're still stuck here. You see all those things they promise you, are they here yet? You know, and you're coming close to those things that God has promised you. You know, you are using this mission is not just for you, but it's other people to see what you went through, and you're telling them this is how my life was, but not how my life has to continue to be. You know, just because somebody did this to my life don't mean I got to define to it. I ain't got to take ownership of that. I'm allowing myself to take ownership of what has taken place and how I overcame that problem. You know, how I overcame and faced those fears, that pain that people have brought on me. Because it's like, when truth be told, when people have unleashed that type of burden on you, that pain from their wounds has taken place, guarantee you, if the shoe was on the other foot and you doused everything down they done gave you, they wouldn't make it 2 steps. They wouldn't. There's probably still some people don't wish everything on you and mad as hell at you when you can sit up here and wave and say, hi, I'm okay. I'm going good. I have my enemies, like, they give me daggers. And I say, you know what, this is going to piss you off. Come on, keep coming. I'm going to give you much more to get mad at, because I'm not allowing what kind of burdens you placing on me to define my life. You may hope that I don't get past the street, you know, the next street without getting hit by a car. But next thing you know, I'll fly through. You know, all these different things is not just in bettering you, but how are you going to be able to project that towards other people? Because there's so many other see it, you know, people's lives are being taken because of something you hate. They don't have nothing to do with that. You know, all these different things is in life where it's people are being shown how they feel about different things in their life, and they try to control those outcomes, but have do, you know, strikes fear into people. Not fair for them. It's not fair for you. It ain't fair for me. But these are the things of a warrior in that transition to make world better, making our life. We have to start with us first, you know, because it's just like you telling somebody, okay, you went through all this, dag, what's the good thing that came out of it? I was able to unprogram myself. Number one, I was able to unprogram everything that was taught to me. I no longer see myself as those examples of meanings that they want me to place stake on my life that is very low vibration. What they think about me is how they see themselves. But being able to say, I'm going to conquer anything that's been placed in my life. Just because these things have happened in my life to break me all the way down, it allowed me to build myself back up. I'm the constructor, you know, the construction of building a solid foundation of my truth, of my love, my intimacy towards my transition. You know, being able to allow myself, you are bigger than what you can ever imagine. It's just up to you to be able to allow yourself to accept that. You know, and a lot of times we work hard on our manifestations, and then when it comes time for different things, even though we say we deserve this and we want this and this and this and that, a lot of times with all the things we have taken place in our life, we give that vibration. Yes, we want this, but we don't feel like we're worthy of it because you're going through so many different things. I've been there. You know, I will give every excuse in the world except just being okay. You just don't feel like doing it today, but you know, things can't continue if you want things to change. You have to be able to change your mindset, you know, your mindset, not allowing yourself to get stuck in that vibration when things are just not, is coming at you in a different way. You know, you're being placed in a new platform to be able to build on top of that, being able to change, putting yourself out there, and you know, being bold about yourself. You know, we're all going through these life lessons of transition. You know, I try to be able to be, I set myself an example. Y'all know I sit up here and did like 2 or 3 meditation videos. I really liked that. When I say my vibrations felt so calm, well, you probably already knew because it was like a lot of times you could feel that vibration I get off. A lot of people say it's very loving, very caring, you know, very authentic. You know, I just want to be able to tell people, you know, you have gone through so many different things. I want you, when you come here to this community, being able to know you can speak your mind. but make sure what you're projecting is you got to be discerning, got to be mindful, and not bully and stuff like that. I want you to be able to come to to my platform. It's not all glamorous, like my quality on my stuff. Hey, it is what it is. You got to start from the bottom and you keep climbing. But it's just me being able to be that example when you can show somebody, yes, I went through so many different things, but these are the things that make me strive to become better. I don't have time to keep saying, pinpointing on what his people has done, because that's what I'm allowing myself to focus on. I don't want to focus on that because it gets me in a situation that is hard to shake off at time. I don't want to embody that type of vibration. I've been there doing that too much. So it's just like being able to be that person that have gone through that war, constantly conquering every war has been thrown at me, but being able to rise and being able to see myself as the universe wants me to see myself. We're all precious. We're very valued. You're loved, you're protected, all these things. But a lot of times these situations that we have been placed on with these people has allowed us not to see the beauty in what we stand for. A lot of times you have gone through, I've seen people that it break my heart to be able to see them. They don't feel like they love themselves, or, what you may see in a person that's very beautiful, they may not see it as that because they've been programmed to be able to say, you have to look a certain way. You got to be a certain way, all this stuff, and it's just like, if you change for yourself, don't change, on how other people see you, because how other people see you is how they see yourself. How people treat you is how they treat themselves, but just in being able to see these are life lessons, it's like for me to be able to do that and for me to not be hurt, because it's just the fact is, but you're being adopted and somebody's supposed to bring you into that life that you feel comforted, you feel safe, you feel like you're protected, when that's not what it was, and I love my mom, God rest her soul, she loved me, but it was just the person I looked up to see as an adopted father. I stripped him of those names. He was just a painful experience that showed me a blessing in disguise. Being able to allow myself to see past the illusions of what he has placed on my life, and I can truly appreciate that. It's just the fact is I went through a very, very, very bad mental breakdown when all my stuff came out. And there are certain things I have to sit up here and still work on the daily. It's not easy, but then it gives me a chance to know I can be better as long as I stay consistent at it and not allowing myself to place judgment on other people, because whatever people put out is eventually it comes right back, not allowing myself to be in that V for vendetta of going all out and being worse off of what you unleashed on me is going to be 10 times worse off on when I place that on you. My heart ain't there no more. A lot of times people need to surpass death, allow them to live in what universe and God see fit on their road. We're all on that road of healing. We're all on that road of allowing ourselves to disconnect anything that is like seen as a negative standpoint. If you have any kind of toxic vibrations, universe is making sure they put us in situations where you can see the toxic vibrations, not that you just constantly put on yourself, but everybody you come into attachment with, is allowing you to be able to take responsibility for your own actions, being able to work on forgiving people that really have truly hurt you. And a lot of times it's hard to be able to do that, especially depending on what is taking place, and like I was telling y'all the other day, I was watching the Innocent program, the Innocent Files, I think it is on Netflix, where, these people have had their freedom taken away for umpteen years. And, that man, he came out very peaceful after they convicted him for something he didn't do. And he just said, if I want to move forward, I can't keep holding on to the decisions they placed me on something I know I didn't do. I only can stay focused on today. And when I said that, made me choke up, because it's just like, I know I'm going through something that's very hard for me to digest, that I never seen people that I looked at and I admired and, cared for would ever put me in a situation they were, because that pain held on tight with me. And it's just like the only way I can break it down to science for myself is like, yeah, you may have seen him as a parent, but that's not what he came into your life for. That was not what he came into your life for. That's not what you had. You have, your biological mom, even though you don't have any kind of communication with her, but I still have love for her. My adopted mom that passed over, my dad, my biological dad that passed over, and it's just a blessing to be able to have them in this in this voyage, in this journey, for me to really support me when I need it, and just being able to have that, spiritual attachment. It was way more stronger than the physical one. To be able to know, everything is not the same. You will heal from everything that's been placed on you, no matter what it is. See that off. But if you have to be that person, that gives you that pep in your step, is like, if you allow yourself to stay fixated on being pissed at these people, you're giving them exactly what they want. Because when you're allowing yourself to stay fixated on the problems that they have placed you on this voyage of healing, and just being able to disconnect from all the things that you were seen as, or what they programmed you to feel, or what illusions they tried to drape on you in a permanent outfit. This is allowing you to be able to say, if don't allow yourself to see what people are seeing in themselves. See yourself for what you truly are. You are that person that can succeed anything that's surpassed in your life. You can heal from all those different things in your life, but you have to be wanting to do that. It took me a long time to have to be able to get out my anger for what has happened, even though I had every right to be mad, but it's just like, it's not my place to hope that. If I know I want good to happen in my life, you can't grab for something good and very precious, anything like that, when you're still holding on to anger, upset, anything that's my place in your life. Because if it's truth be told, real recognize real when fake is hell walk in the room. If you did not go through these circumstances within your life, you would have never known that spiritual aspect of yourself. And a lot of times it takes trauma to wake up something that has been laying dormant. And that's what you have to be able to see. And I have to tell that to myself a lot, because there's a lot of pain that I've held, and I'm still working on that. I'll keep it real. You going through some stuff like that, and it's just that universe is like, girl, you a strong one, because of all the things you went through. It could have really took you down that path, and you didn't allow that to happen. And I say, hey, don't mean I didn't think about changing the direction, but I said, no, let me recalibrate myself, because through these experiences, it allowed me to be projecting, reflecting towards y'all, to be able to look at the things that you're going through, what you're going through. You know what you're going through. What pain, what things still linger on that is hard for you to shake off. But that's that daily, that you give yourself that effort. You don't deny yourself happiness, because you deserve that. You can't have happiness if you concentrate on the low vibrations somebody instilled into you. Those are the things that gave you that, that ignited something for you to allow yourself to be that person that really wants to deserve to be happy. And a lot of times, if you're in a situation where it's like, this stuff is heavy, you have to work it out on a daily. And that's what I have to do within myself, because at times it really can be hard. It really, really, really can be hard. And it's just like something you have to know. Happiness is what you try to make it within yourself. Allow yourself to apply that into a daily routine, even if it has to be a mantra or an affirmation or just a prayer, or just even, making that a list of where you can say like 2 or 3 things that you really truly love about yourself. In that way, that really makes you love yourself a lot more. Or there's, 2 or 3 things that holds that negative vibration on you that you truly want to make peace with. And when you're allowing that to happen on your daily life, is when you allow that to happen, you put in your mind into that vibration of moving in that way, or if even there's a negative situation that comes up when it comes to people that you really truly care for, that has really did you dirty, a lot of times, that was your blessing to really know what they stood for, what kind of intentions they had. So you can allow yourself to know that experience has taken place. Let me allow myself to break away, especially if you've been there for somebody and they did you dirty. Hey, they don't know that you were that blessing in their life. I remember I posted that the other day. There's a lot of people that come in somebody's life for a blessing, and those that energy is like very vindictive, and they go out and hurt that person that was supposed to be in their life for a blessing. So actually, that's your blessing in disguise, is that even if you had that blessing for them, how those actions basically forfeited what God had for them. So allow yourself to make the better choices. Going to fill your life up with happiness, peace, contentment. Yes, there may be some things that you may be struggling with, but it's not going to always be that way. You have to make that effort on working that on the daily, and do that until you can get to that point where you can start feeling like you're living again. It's sad when there's people that was denied to be able to live for the next day. You have this purpose, make it count. I'm trying to be able to do that myself. To like, just lead by example. You got to do it towards yourself. So I hope y'all are able to resonate. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to do any videos today. I was just going to go ahead and relax. But I'm glad I did. They'll put me out of my daggone comfort zone and then want me to talk about this. I'm like, ugh. But it is what it is. You never know what type of video I can put out, and it can really help somebody along the way. But I would love to give a post notification shout out to Tracy Burgess. Much love to you, sis. Janika Jackson, as well as production by Track Beats, as well as Galactic Orin, and well as Stars the Limit 2013. Much love to you, and Rising Sun. I will see y'all on my next video, maybe tomorrow. I'll probably make some more videos. So I hope y'all have a blessed week. I know this is like Manic Monday. So, I hope y'all have a blessed week. Be responsible and safe for everything you do. Whatever you're working on bringing into your light of manifestations, I hope it comes so much bigger and better than you ever imagined, and comes sooner than you actually expected it. Even through social distancing, give out love, light, positivity, whereas those frequencies. You never know how far those will really take somebody a long way. And I will see you on my next video. Peace.